Hello and welcome to our model number 5 called Problem Tree and Logical Framework Approach. This presentation is a part of submodel 5.2 called Objective Tree Learning Material. This presentation covers recap on the problem tree analysis, explanation of the objective tree as a tool, and then we're going to present you how to develop your own objective tree. So, central learning covers three main things. First, understanding how to use the problem tree to develop an objective tree. Secondly, understanding how to use the objective tree to forecast impact of youth projects. And third, providing tips and tricks on developing an objective tree analysis in practice, meaning phasing, layout, and facilitation. So this presentation is on using problem tree and objective tree for effective project planning. In this session, we will cover 3 learning objectives that will equip you with valuable skills in project analysis and forecasting impact. Let's dive in. Learning objectives for today are as follows. First, to give you an understanding of how to use the problem tree to develop an objective tree. Second, to provide you with insights on using the objective tree to forecast the impact of your youth projects. And third, to share tips and tricks on developing an objective tree analysis in practice, including phasing, layout, and facilitation. Now, let's start by exploring the problem tree and its role in project planning process. So, as we've seen in our previous presentation, the problem tree is a powerful tool that helps us identify and analyze the root causes and effects of a specific problem or issue. It also serves as the foundation for developing an objective tree, which is crucial for effective project planning. Only understanding the problem deeply, we can design appropriate solutions. So now here's the transition to objective tree. Once we have a clear understanding of a problem through the problem tree, we can transition it to the objective tree. Why it's needed? First of all, objective tree helps us to define the desired impact. What groups we want to reach, what issues we want to address, and many other objectives we might have in mind. And of course, it helps us to set the core objectives and see the whole picture and the whole idea of our project. And that, of course, drives our project towards achieving the results, thus the desired impact. The objective tree serves as a roadmap for our project, outlining the hierarchy of objectives leading to the desired impact. Each objective represents a step towards solving the identified problem. By breaking down the objectives, we can define concrete actions and indicators for measuring progress. So, to create an objective tree, we have to follow few simple steps. First, we have to start with the desired impact or outcome. We have to clearly define the positive change we want to achieve through our project. And here's a tip. Turn the main problem from your problem tree into an objective. Second thing would be identify intermediate objectives. So break down the impact into smaller objectives that contribute to its achievement. So if we have a main goal, we should have some steps in mind how we're gonna reach it. That means we're gonna need some smaller objectives leading to our project success. So now at this stage, we have to break down each intermediate objective into sub-objectives. So we continue breaking down objectives into more specific and manageable sub-objectives. So we can make it like that. And then we can define actions and indicators for each sub-objective. Now we have to determine the actions required to accomplish each sub-objective and set measurable indicators for tracking progress. For example, in the problem tree we had the causes. So now here on this tree we can have solutions. And then we can have actions that will help us to reach the wanted impact. Here it is. Of course, as many objectives we have, more actions will be needed. So, now let's explore an example of an objective tree. The root objective represents the desired impact, while the intermediate objectives and sub-objectives depict the progressive steps towards achieving that impact. This visual representation helps us see the logical progression and interconnectedness of these objectives that we have in mind. Of course, the objective tree is not only as a guide for our project planning, but it also allows us to forecast the potential impact of our youth projects. And of course, by setting measurable indicators for each objective, we can track progress and evaluate the expected. Right? So we have to be realistic, we have to be specific, and we have to have a clear picture of the impact we want to reach, but at the same time we have to count our steps just from the roots. So here are some tips for you how to make objective tree analysis. For phasing stage, let's break down objectives into short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. This allows us to have a more manageable and phased approach. As for layout, use a clear and visually appealing layout for your objective tree, ensuring that the relationships between objectives are easily understood. And finally, involve stakeholders in the process of developing the objective tree. Their input and perspectives will ensure better alignment and buy-in. So, as your project is trying to address some kind of stakeholders' issues or some target group's needs, you have to keep in mind their needs, their ideas as well. And maybe count how to use it in your own objective tree. And of course, breaking down all these objectives into smaller pieces. To conclude, we can say that problem tree and objective tree are invaluable tools for effective project planning. While problem tree helps us understand the root causes and effects of a problem, the objective tree guides us in defining objectives and forecasting impact. And of course, by following the tips and tricks shared, you can enhance your objective analysis and drive your youth projects towards success. To conclude, problem tree helps us understand the root causes and effects of a problem, while the objective tree guides us in defining objectives and forecasting impact. By following the tips and tricks shared, you can enhance your objective analysis and drive your youth projects towards success. Thank you for watching and see you in the next module.